Welcome. You are now tuning in to For the Culture.
For the Culture
Podcast.
There we go. I am your host, Dez. I got the crew here with me today. Who's here with me?
Pauline.
It's your boy Giovanni.
It's your boy Vaughn, 1152.
Got Tana over here. Janice in the building.
And Josh.
And that's the crew today, guys. We have a full house and we have a beautiful episode today. Let's start how we always start in our current events, what's going on locally, nationally, and around the world. Today we are going to start off with a various of topics in sports. What's going on in sports today, Vaughn, man? We got a couple of things to talk about. What's going on with the Minnesota Vikings, man?
Hey, man, they got a new jersey out finally.
Yeah, we got our new winter white out jerseys now. We got white helmets, white jersey, white pants. Ooh, it's a winter
and
white
white
out.
cleats too. Ooh, hoo, hoo.
Yeah, and it's a big deal. If you guys know anything about the Vikings, other than like a various shade of color, we're not changing nothing about our uniforms. We're not changing nothing about our organization. So it's been the same since we started. So this is actually big for us because we needed some new jerseys. We needed a little new look, you know. So for sure.
And the way they took them pictures, fire.
Yeah, they went crazy with that. And then let's keep it current. This is going to be a small current section with all these sports. But what's also going on with the boxing world right now? We got that tank fight coming up, don't we?
Yes, we do. Javante versus Frank Martin for the WBNA championship.
Okay.
That's how they pronounce it, yeah.
We got Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. That will be this Saturday, the 15th at 8 o'clock Eastern time for us Americans. In the UK, it's going to start around 1 a.m., you guys. And our last current topic for sports, Ryan Garcia.
That's
Have you heard what's going on?
No, so I just remembered they had to fight. Ryan knocked what's the guy's name again?
Devin Haney?
Yeah, Devin. That's the only
He
thing.
made him look like a nobody, but nah, it's
For
Devin
real.
Haney, man. He was undefeated in that fight.
Definitely was, and then all of a sudden he got knocked out by Ryan and taking substances now. So I'm hearing.
Yeah,
getting paid for it.
Apparently, he was popped for some substance. I can't even say it. I'm getting tongue tied. Yeah, that some type of steroids that aren't supposed to be used in boxing. I'm not as sure exactly what it is, but it's so difficult because it's like if you take any supplements or anything like that, that could be what would have you test wrong. And if you, as a fighter, if your trainer's not in tune with the world, you know what I mean, and he just gives you something like, hey, you just had an injury, go ahead and take this pill real quick. It's going to help you heal faster. If you don't know what's in it, you can go into your next world title fight and be screwed over just like that. So we don't know if that's the case in this fight, but we do know that he was popped, and as of right now, none of them have been paid for that fight yet.
Look, he just said he needed a little boost.
What they doing that? What they doing like another matchup?
As of right now, Ryan and Tank actually agreed to a second fight between them two. Nothing with Devin Haney. We haven't heard nothing, but we heard that they ain't got paid. I seen something funny on Facebook. They said Oscar De La Hoya, he ran off with Ryan Garcia's purse to go find a matching dress. And it's funny because in the fight game, it's called like a fight purse. So he's saying like he ran off with your money to go buy a dress. Nah, but it's funny.
Hey, if we do see a
Did they
rematch
say
between
Lil Uzi
Tank
Vert?
and Ryan, that's gonna be another good one. And I got Javante money on that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely put my life savings on Javante again.
Hey Ryan, you better take your liver this time because that ain't a pretty shot.
He said you better take your liver. Anyways, guys, let's keep it current. I did want to fill you guys in on the sports because I love sports. It's a big part of my life. But now we come to the point where we get serious. Let's introduce this next current event. Dating in 2024. Is it possible? And we got a crowd here with us today. This is the most that we've had in a while. So who wants to actually take on this question first?
I'm gonna speak a little bit about this. I really don't want to. You feel me? Like dating in 2024, it's all over. It's like once you post something on social media, it's out there, and then everybody in your business one ear out the other, and it's like it gets toxic. And
Right.
then you got females trying to have single guys like us become stepdads and trying to play that role with us, and like we don't got time for that. Like, this not our kids.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's dead, because dating in 2024, ain't no point. You gonna get hurt. It's like a 1% chance.
Okay, so let me ask a question, because we all got complaints about a lot of things. So you guys are two single males, and you're attempting to date. When's the last time you actually attempted to take a woman serious, and you can say that was a failed experience, or it just didn't go the way you wanted it to?
Listen here.
Listen here. I don't listen to let's
I
go.
had a relationship. It was, I don't even speak on the person's name.
Yeah, we don't gotta say names.
I thought it was a fit. I thought it was a go. Then it went down the drain because she ended up dating this dude that I didn't even know. She was best friends with him. Then she had a baby by him, and then tried to, apologize and do all that. So I don't know, man, because that kind of hurt my heart. Because that was my first loyal relationship I ever been in, because I've been cheating on.
So you were in a committed relationship,
Yeah.
and you found out that she was in her own committed relationship,
Basically.
and she runs off and ends up having a baby.
Yep.
Same thing here.
What?
Yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
said same thing here.
Oh yeah, same thing here. And, it goes from, oh, it's your baby, and this and that and the third, and then the whole time it's like another dude's baby, and he's in jail. And she's coming after me and stuff.
Okay, let's hear from some ladies, cause
the fact that that's even a question you gotta ask if dating is possible in 2024 should have some type of magnitude to it, because I was gonna piggyback off of Von's comment where he said, social media gets in the way. I feel like that's one of the biggest factors, because this generation, everything's on social media, everything is technology, and we know that the way that the world is going, nobody goes out to try to seek a new person. Nobody tries to get to know somebody just off of their own opinions of that person, instead of going off of what the last person that might have had them said, or any type of situation that they was in. We tend to go off of what other people say. We tend to go off of people's social media, and we all know how social media goes. Social media is social media. It's so different from the real world. And some people, they fake it till they make it. And then as far as the whole baby mom, or I'm not gonna say baby mom, baby daddy, because that's a term they like. So I'm gonna say the child's father and the child's mother.
I'm getting offended by that term. Don't call me no name, baby.
Exactly, because we all know how that baby daddy term is used. That's just like, it's like they're somewhat less than, so when you say the child's father, it just adds
okay.
to it.
So let's navigate the question towards you, because I just like how you're just orchestrating through this. Is it possible? Like, how's the dating scene for you? Is it possible in 2024? And do you see something working out for you?
I think it's possible once we all. I feel like you have to learn yourself first before you try to hop in a relationship. And that's exactly what we do today. We hop in it. We don't take the time out to get to know the person and see if they really align with your core values and the way that you would, go about yourself or that person, or daily life situations. Because everything, it just sounds good, to be able to say, oh, I had this person, or I had that person, or this is your BM or whatever, but we was just, the nonsense that people like to say. But I think it would be possible if people would just stop playing so many games, be honest with themselves, just be intentional, be self-aware, and be assertive in what they want. Because you can't communicate what you want. You don't even know what the relationship would even look like unless you know yourself and how you want that relationship to look, So back in the olden days, they used to open doors. Chivalry is just so dead. It's just so dead. Men used to open doors, and you see a lady on the side of the road and trying to change the tire. They just keep on driving back. And I feel like that is what makes it somewhat a little hard in today's world, because people just do it for fun. They're not intentional.
I agree. Does anybody else want to throw their comments in? If you have a comment, you are free to throw it in. So, Josh, dating in 2024 for
It's
you?
impossible.
I didn't even get the question out.
You
It's
ain't even
impossible.
have to. It's impossible.
Okay,
Because
just list me some things and list me from your perspective how it's impossible to have a successful relationship in 2024.
I don't need to say more because somebody already laid it out on the table for
That's
a
facts.
whole bunch of reasons. But it's the communication. Chivalry is dead, but it takes a kind gesture to, you know, make it nudge back into place. Whether or not somebody wants to do it or not, or whether or not somebody wants to commit or not, that's up to them. And plus, you have to, somebody also said, you have to learn yourself. You can't learn yourself while trying to figure out somebody else. And you also gotta be ready to give up on the thing that you want the most and need the most for the thing that you desire the most.
Right.
And you have to think about not just yourself as the matter. You have to think about the other person's goals and morals and what they got going on, and if it correlates it. But a lot of the times, if you're playing games, you're not going to get nowhere but just stuck on the same base.
Okay.
And life is not a game. It's literally just you live, you die, you procreate, and you just experience. My parents did it, your parents did it. It's really not that hard.
Okay. Pauline, do you want to attack this before I do? Is dating dead in 2024 for you?
Well, I have a question for everyone. I feel like you've laid out a lot of reasons why dating is really challenging in this age. I heard you talk about like people betraying your trust and finding out people have been cheating on you for a long time. I heard about people not being honest with what they really want and like playing games, not being sure what the expectations really are. I'm curious what you all think. Like, what could you do, or what would you like to see other people do that would make dating possible in 2024?
I would like to see other people be more honest with themselves and just be honest. If you don't know which, like, state, if you don't know what you want, say that. Say, I have some type of feelings, I see something possibly, but I'm not sure if I want this to progress or if I want this to go any further. I think it's just really all about being self-aware and intentional to me. That's what I break it down to, because once you're able to hone those things in, everything else should pretty much fall into place. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Also, just stay off the social media. Everybody got to know your business, what's going on between y'all.
Why everything gotta be
I'm just
boiled
saying.
down to social media though? Why?
I mean,
we know how that goes. Why does everything gotta be boiled down to social media? You see a post about somebody on social media about this girl being a 304, and then this guy over here just doing whatever he wants to do, and you're speculating what the next person done said based on their own experiences. You don't know what that person done brought to the other person in a relationship.
Amen.
And so I feel like social media gets in the way. That's like the number one block in the dating world today. The social media just messes up everything, and also it depends on the person if you let it get messed up as well.
Amen.
Wow. Gio?
I just feel like honesty really is where it's at. If people can, 2024, then I'll just feel like this. Dating people in 2024, I feel like it can happen. It just needs to have trust and honesty. I feel like honesty and trust is one of the most biggest things out of everything. So I feel like, I know it's hard for some people to, be honest and stuff like that, but I feel like if people work on it, I guarantee you it'll make everything better in the relationship.
Why is it hard for people to be honest though? Why do you think it's hard for people to be honest with themselves? Is it because of the fear of rejection?
It's that, and also it could be that nervousness that she might not love me the same. She might look at me different, like I didn't tell her the truth, or she might, you feel me, take it to heart, like she wanna.
Why lie in the first place? Because
Just
lying doesn't solve anything.
we're human, you know.
Oh,
We're not perfect.
no, don't do that.
We're
Don't do
human.
that.
We're not perfect. I feel like if you lie and you try to retract that lie, like correct yourself in the same instance, give that person a chance to rebound themselves. You know what I'm saying? Give them a chance to come back and clarify and rectify the situation.
But we all can sit here and say that we love an honest person. We love somebody who is literally not giving 100%, because there's no such thing as 100% in a relationship. If you're giving 100% and the other person's not giving anything, that means you just got you a lazy partner. It's a 50-50, a give or take. It's
There's no 50-50, my guy.
yes, there is.
It is 60-40 in the relationship.
That may work for you.
All right, we're shying off on the topic a little bit, but just to make sure we're all in the same conversation. When we always say something about what's going wrong, do we notice how we always point to someone else?
Mm-hmm.
We always say, oh, if they were just truthful, or if they were just this, we gotta be truthful with ourselves. And sometimes we know that a lot of people around us aren't truthful. So when are we gonna tell the truth to ourselves and be like, all right, I gotta stop being around people who are fine with lying?
The only reason why I say that because I can speak on myself. I can speak on me personally for myself, because I don't have no reason to lie. I feel like honesty is the way to go in my book. So, as long as I be honest, things will go smooth and nothing bad will happen. That's just how my mindset is and stuff. But that's just me personally. That's why I say that stuff like that.
Right. I also feel like it's not just us, because you can identify, you can sit here and speak up on how good you're doing. I feel like people go searching for somebody who can bring out that truth, bring out an easy way for them to be honest, an easy way for them to open up. And it's kind of weird how people do it, because it's like they don't know that they can do it themselves, so they have to have a secondary person to be like, yo, help me bring out my truth and help other people view me in that light,
Opposites attract.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that angle that you attacked it at, and I think for me, I'm gonna just say 100% that dating is possible, and I feel like it can thrive with the mindset of wanting it to thrive. I think even what's going on with social media nowadays, everyone gets on there and be like, oh, there's all chaos that's going on, there's nothing positive that's going on. And there's so many people who are graduating early from school, they're going to college, they're doing all that online. Like, there is positive things that's happening with the internet. It's what we choose to shine light on. And what we choose to shine light on is kind of just like chaos behavior, So for us to be, how they say when you don't say nothing, you're just as bad as the person who. Yeah, so it's kind of one of those situations where we say dating is bad, we all say what we hate about it, but then when it's time to actually step up and be that change, you don't see too many people stepping up and being that change. Imagine like really liking somebody and feeling like you're about to love that person, and you have to be vulnerable with them. But then on the other hand, it's like you can't even tell if they're doing that with you. You know what I mean? It's hard for you to take that jump. But then again, if you love yourself, knowing that you can get yourself back out of that, that's kind of the chance we all take. We take that with friends, we take it with family, you know what I mean? So why is it dead in dating just because there's a few more obstacles with online this and the behaviors of people that's always going to change?
See, I hate that part, especially about myself, because it's easy to open up to people and it's easy to let somebody in, but it's hard to find somebody's true intention, and it's also hard to understand why somebody would choose you, why somebody would choose to either be in a relationship or be involved with somebody, even though you know how great yourself is, you know how great your value is,
right.
You still be like, out of everybody, me? Like, why me?
Because you had something that I was like, opposites attract, right? So sometimes I always say you need, not saying you need hate, but to strongly dislike a person and then love. Like, you need both sides of it so you can be able to differentiate if it's love or if it's something else. I lost my train of thought. But
I mean, you was on it. You was right on the money.
This conversation has gone exactly the way I wanted it to. I really just wanted us to be able to think about some things and talk about some things we don't normally talk about, and when we do, we'll have the answer already. Like when Vaughn was saying like that he thought dating was dead. Off bat, he could say social media. You know what I mean? So there's so many things that we can name, and we can be like, oh, that's dead because of this reason and this reason. But then it's like, why can't we sit down and also give us reasons why it can be? You know what I mean? Like, let's give ourselves a chance to be able to make it whatever we want instead of just going to the ultimatum of, oh, it's trash right now. Right now, I don't think the president or the next president we're gonna have is gonna be in our best favor. But I bet you the next 2-3 years are going to be the best years of my life. Mm-hmm. So you see how the person who's controlling the whole country is still not affecting my small life in the country. So that's kind of how I just want people to be able to think and take yourself out of it. Like, okay, the dating market might be dead, but that's not the market you're in. You're in the market of love. You're in the real market of people who actually care about each other. So it might take some time, and it might take for you to be able to see through that and learn some things to see through it, but it's not impossible. It's not fake, and it's not unreal. Love is still real. All these things are still real. They're here for us. So I just wanted everybody at home and everyone here today to be able to really deep dive into that. And now we're going a little bit deeper. We're talking about trust, and we're talking about, we'll start off with the first question with trust. Do you already trust people off bat, or does it take a little bit for people to earn your trust? Who wants to take on that first? Josh, go ahead.
I'm a kind of guy that wears his heart on his sleeve, so everybody gets the same type of trust that I bestow upon myself and my family bestowed upon me. So whatever you do can hinder or help you. So yeah, I trust with an iron fist, like, because it's like your family. You're stepping into my life, I'm stepping into your life. Your story matters to me. Why not trust you? Like, you literally got to give me a big reason not to.
Right. Okay. And this is just a small pause because I'll also be editing it too. Just try to talk into the mic as much as you can. Even if you're going to turn your head towards this way to look at somebody, just make sure your mouthpiece is directly over the mic. It's going to sound beautiful. And we'll be right back in there. Tana?
My take on trust is I trust you until you give me a reason not to. Because how can I not trust you right off bat, and I don't know you from a can of paint? That's kind of like judging a book by its cover. Why would I? It's like I'm looking at you and what? Because your hair parted two different ways. I don't trust you. Now I feel like your mindset's gonna go this way or that way. Like, it's like you didn't really give me a black and white reason, something personally as to why I feel like I couldn't trust you. So for me personally, I'm gonna trust you until you give me a reason not to. And me, I'm a silver lining type of person. I'm a benefit of the doubt person. I'm an optimistic person. So even though you may do something at first to kind of make me question you, I'm gonna give you another chance and to come back from that and show me, because we're human, we're not perfect. Sometimes we do things that we don't even mean, and if that's not for the next person to tell you what you meant or how you meant it, because it was like we are allowed to make mistakes. We should have that room for error without being judged off of that one thing. Now that done set the tone as to who I am as a person and my character. So I just feel like I'm trust you right off bat until you give me a reason not to, because I don't know you, so how could I not trust you?
Anybody else? Only if you want to. I'm making you.
I'm trying to think. Nah, I don't trust nothing. Like, when it comes to my friend group, like, I've known them for like 5 years. I trust them. Like, when we linked up.
Okay, but in the perspective of the question, when you first met them, did you have trust for them, or did you have to be a little bit skeptical and learn who they were before you could really give your true, honest trust to them?
No, I trust them off rip because I knew how Jill was and I knew how Sean was. So it showed me right there, them the only 3 friends I could have. Then when it came to relationship-wise trust, can't trust nothing off of it. You gotta prove to me like I can trust you. Cause after that, I don't trust nothing. I'm being honest. I don't really trust.
Is that because your feelings are involved? Are you looking at it as a more emotional standpoint as to why you feel like you just don't trust right off bat? Are you basing one situation off of, like, are you dictating
Right,
one
'cause it seems
situation
like you've
off
been
of all
hurt. That's what it seems
situations,
like.
you know? Because I'm not gonna, like, this person might have done something, like, I let you into my home, now you done took some money or some AirPods or my stereo or whatever. And now the next person that I let in my home, I'm not gonna automatically off rip look at them like, oh no, because the last person done did this, so now I feel like you gonna do that. You can have that inkling in the back of your mind, but don't act on it because you don't know that person. Just because this person might have done that, and that's who their character might have been, and that might not have been their character. They just at a time in their life, but that's nor here nor there. I'm not gonna dictate that person off of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm bringing my emotional standpoint into it instead of a objective standpoint. You know, so I feel like not trusting or trusting right off that comes from personal experiences, personal relationships, and sometimes you just gotta take your personal feelings out of it and just look at it objectively, like, okay, this person can do that, you can move like that. I'm just gonna watch you from a distance. I ain't gonna let you too close to me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let you close enough so I can keep an eye on you, but I ain't gonna let you close enough to where you could touch me. And now you messing my whole mindset up of trust.
Right. Okay. So let's get deeper into it then. We got to hear how you guys trust off bat and not knowing one another. But what does trust look like to you?
Trust to me looks like if I'm like you just having my back. If I'm not in a room with you and someone's trying to speak down on my name or just say all these crazy accusations, and a person that's in the room that knows you, that truly knows you, and they're just speaking up on your behalf, I feel like that's a form of trust because now I know that you're gonna have my back, whether I'm in the same room with you or not, and that you're still gonna look at me in the same light as if I was standing right next to you versus if I'm just like in a different room than you.
I like that.
I ain't gonna lie. If, like, for me, for instance, if you grew up with me for a while, I'm talking about like diapers all the way up, like, the trust is, trust is there. It's really not much to say. I mean, me personally, if you've been around me for a long period of time, I know that person got my back and stuff.
Yeah. So time helps you build trust.
Yeah, time. Yeah, I feel like that's important. Yeah, time. Yeah, what you just said. Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Trust is like
Instead of like having like new circles around and stuff, I feel like that's not good.
Okay.
Trust is like, it's like building something, whether it's like a house of cards or a car. You start off with the foundation. Like you have your core friends that they know your secrets, they know your passwords, they got keys to your house, they know your mama's name, they know their name, everybody that you know. Then you have the collective people that you start collecting into your fold. You have limited trust for them. They know certain things, but they're not like the base. They don't get invited to mama's birthday. They don't get invited to the very important stuff. They get the notice though. They get the heads up. Hey, look, this is going on in my life. This is what's happening. And then you have the other people that you want to take deeper into the collective, but they're not branches because they never fall off. They stick around. They're just like they're people that you have to go outside of who you already know. Like you don't always want to have the same collective group of people, so you have branched out and kind of was like, okay, you don't know me, I don't know you, but there's a vibe here, there's a energy here that, you know, you see something else in me that these folks don't see. And then you have a couple of people that you just run across that just, you know, gets a good glimpse of who you are, and you open up to them and you trust them with just a bare tad of like a water drop of information to brighten up their day or your day.
So you feel there's different levels to trust.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Man, I love how deep these conversations have been, and one thing I do want to encourage, because the question of the day is going to be just as deep, is when we're having these conversations, don't just think of it from a perspective of like, this is how you see the world and this is how you perceive it, but how you want to see it, you know? Let's kind of shift it into what we want to see and put what we want to see out into the world so we can really get that back. But this has been a great conversation, you guys. Next, I'm excited to introduce the song of the day, which will always be a MN artist. We also have the question of the day coming right back here on For the Culture. Fire.